Welcome. I'm your host, Charlie Watson, and we're back with another segment here of the 25 in 25 Gauntlet. Today's guest, we have DekeSlayer. And Deke, do you prefer to go by Deke? Do you prefer to go by your full name? Or how do you think your community and the people around you typically call you? Is it more of a nickname, or they go by your first name typically?
So, it's my name has been, a lot of the people in the channel know my stream, or know my name, but within the stream, even if they see my name, which is Chris, they will always call me Deke. They will never call me by my actual name. It's always Deke. That is what I am to the community, and it's stuck. And there's times where I have been out, for example, during one of my beer league hockey games. If I'm trying to pump myself up or something, there's times where I'm like, all right, let's do this, and then I will call myself Deke instead of Chris. So there are times where my alter ego intersects with my real life, and I'll call myself by the wrong name, and it's weird because I catch myself and I don't even I quit thinking about it. I used to get to be like, why would I call myself? It's not my name.
Yeah,
that's my Twitch name.
I don't think I've called you Chris ever.
No, most people don't, and I don't. And a lot of people if I know them on a real personal level, I don't mind it. I've got a group of streamer friends where I've told them they can call me by my first name. Right. It doesn't bother me because we know each other really well, and they still won't call me.
So we've got 25 questions in 25 minutes. I think this is going to be really cool to see how you respond, and then ultimately if your community thinks this is pretty cool, or if they're going to roast you for a couple answers, and then obviously educating some other people about who and what you are as well. So we're going to start right now. Okay. So first question. Favorite video game of all time?
My favorite video game of all time is a game called Earthbound for the Super Nintendo. Came out in 1995 when I'm going to age myself, but everybody knows I'm old. So I was 12 years old when it came out. It was a at the time modern era JRPG, and it was you play as a kid named Ness, and you go around and you're trying to save the world from an alien, and it's a great game, and I'm glad that people now can experience it on Nintendo Switch. So exciting.
Okay. So second question, what is the best sandwich?
The best sandwich is a ham. Excuse me, specifically, it's gonna be ham and cheese. It's gonna have it's gonna be Polish ham with Colby Jack cheese. Bread is your choice. It's my favorite. You want to load it up with some pickles. You want to put some lettuce on it. Always good choices. If you want it plain, just nothing else on it.
Right.
That's gonna be my go-to. So the ham sandwich every time.
So is it mayo, mustard, anything like that?
Not a mayo guy. Got to be mustard. Got to be mustard.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit plain, but at the same time, it's got a lot of flavor to it. I love it. I'm a regular kind of guy, and that's my favorite. My go-to. And in fact, as soon as we're done here, I'm gonna go eat one. Yeah,
we interviewed Carson Hockey, also part of Lazarus, a couple weeks ago, and Carson also was a ham and cheese.
Excellent taste. Excellent taste, Carson. To go.
I'm pretty sure I called him a basic bitch right after that. So
that's accurate. Yeah, no, I'll take that title too. I was like, listen, I will be the other one.
Yeah,
I have no problem with that.
What's one thing that you own that you really should be throwing out?
Oh boy,
one thing.
Take a look around here. I have a T-shirt that I will not throw out. I have had it for probably 25 years. I will not throw it out. It still fits. It's completely faded. It's old. Detroit Red Wings T-shirt that I have. I don't have it nearby, but it is completely gone, and I wear it on weekends a lot, and it is the lettering is you could barely read it anymore.
Right.
But it's from the 98 season when they won the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
And I'm like, nope, this shirt stays forever, or this shirt stays forever. I will never get rid of it ever. And I still wear it to this day, and I wash it. I try to there are times, I'm not kidding, I will iron my T-shirt. I want this thing to look as good as it can.
Yeah.
No holes yet. That's what surprised me.
That's impressive.
Is gone.
All right, so it's your prized possession, but the thing you should be throwing out.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, so switching it up a little bit here on the gears. So this can be an insect, it could be a bug, it could be whatever you want it to be. But what is your scariest animal to you?
So it's gonna be between two, but if I'm gonna pick one, honestly, it's the desert hairy scorpion, which we have here in Arizona.
Okay.
Their poison isn't that bad compared to the bark spider, but they're just big and they're very ugly. And you will, from time to time, they will get into your house. That is a common thing here. You will see, and if I ever get a chance, I will take a picture of it. They will climb on the wall, and they just chill out, just going up the wall.
Yep.
There could be one behind me right now, just chilling up there, and it will freak me out. Now I will remove it. I will deal with it, but because that thing rears its tail, you're like, oh, I pissed this thing off. You got to try to make them angry. There's some of them are kind of docile. The ones I've dealt with.
Okay.
You just got to be careful with them.
Yep.
Because they will, if you irk it, it's gonna go, all right, you want to play, and then you're getting a needle. So it's not fun.
Okay.
But yeah, we've got those. So probably those.
Apples or oranges?
Apples. By far.
Okay. No, zero hesitation.
No, not at all. It's
Okay.
apples all day.
All right.
Easy.
That is the correct answer, by the way.
Yes.
Have you ever asked someone for their autograph and sub question who?
Yes. And it was an interesting experience. Last year I was at a Tigers Diamondbacks game, and someone that I've gotten to know is a pitcher who he now plays for the Chicago Cubs. His name is Michael Fulmer, and I had his jersey. It's behind me. It's the one right here above me.
Yep.
I was wearing it when he was still with the Tigers, and I went to the game. He knew I was coming, and he invited me out onto the field, and it was probably the most surreal feeling I've ever had. Like going out, like you feel like a 10-year-old. You're on a Major League Baseball diamond as a Chase Field, and they had just finished. Tigers had won, and I said, "Listen, I feel weird asking this. Would you sign my jersey?" And he's like, "Yeah, no problem." I'm like, he took it so well, but I felt like I hate asking for things,
right?
And so it was like I felt like I was like just kind of like I was like a kid again. I'm like, I'm gonna ask this guy for his autograph, and I'm gonna feel like a friggin' idiot. And I still felt like I'm like all sheepish and everything. He had no problem. He was a great guy about it. Signed a baseball for me too, and just a great human being. It was a lot of fun, and actually got to see him about 2 weeks ago at when he pitched for the Cubs for spring training here, and it was pretty cool. So it's a good feeling to get to know him and be able to go see him and stuff like that. But yeah, that experience of asking for the autograph was weird. It was weird for me.
This one's a little bit this one's starting to get introspective. Okay. So and it's what it means to you or what you believe in. So what do you think happens to us when we die?
All right. Well, I believe that, and this might be the most basic answer. This might be one you haven't heard. I don't know. I don't know what the other answers are. But for me, I was raised a Christian, and to me, I believe that if you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you go to heaven. And that is what I was taught, and I try to, be good to other people and hope that they can, do the same. And it's everybody, of course, has different beliefs. That's just mine. And I do believe that there is a heaven. I believe there's a hell. So, yeah, and that's just kind of how I was raised, and I've always kind of stuck with it. And gives me that a little bit of a moral compass and values that for me to follow.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so back to lighthearted here.
Sure.
And I think many people might know it, but what is your favorite number?
30.
Is there a reason? What's the connection behind that?
I paused on purpose.
Yep.
2 reasons. The biggest reason is my birthday is January 30th. And the other reason is that my favorite player growing up was Chris Osgood for the Detroit Red Wings. The goalie for the Red Wings. He was number 30. And he was the goaltender is my favorite position. I would love to play goalie. I can't afford it. So I idolized him. In fact, this is his stick, and I have the blur on, but that's his Hespler stick behind me.
Okay.
That was given to me by my friend Crash, and I was it's never leaving that wall. I love it to death. So yeah, it's that'd be why it's number 30. That's what I wear in beer league. On any jersey that I have been sent from a viewer, it has number 30 on it. So it's it goes a distance for me. And also I can't disrespect the team behind me here from NJ. Of course, Martin Brodeur was actually my second favorite player.
Yep.
That wasn't on the Red Wings, and of course he was number 30 as well. So that's why I wear 30.
This is probably the easiest question you're going to have all day, but favorite team from any sport?
Favorite team from any sport, that'd be the Arizona Coyotes. And that's actually hard to say. As someone who grew up in Michigan, loyalty to Detroit sports teams it goes hard. We, I can only speak for us. We don't, loyalty is everything. And when we adopt this team, whether it's the Tigers, Red Wings, Lions, or Pistons, and yes, even the Lions,
right,
we will never leave that team.
Yep.
Believe me, I've tried 100 times to dump that team. I can't do it. And the thing for the Coyotes is, and I know we don't have time for it, but I'm very lucky. I've gotten to see the Red Wings win. And when I moved to Arizona, I said I'm gonna do my best to support these teams. And I have my reasons, but I became a Coyotes fan, and I love this team to death, and I want it to succeed so badly. And I just fell in love with them, and I still have my Red Wings, but yeah, the Coyotes definitely took over that position as the number one for my favorite hockey team.
Okay, so we're at the 10 question mark. Favorite smell?
Ooh, that's a good one. For me, shoot, man, I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I go past like a Whataburger, because I can't, I'm not supposed to have it. But if I, you get past like a burger place, it's got like some really like good juicy burgers on the grill, and you can smell that. And you get that you can smell you can smell the fries too,
right?
And all the grease, like the grease, that they got. It's like, oh, that's what I want right there. And you smell it, and you're like, I just want that, and I want to just buy 50 burgers and just shove them in my face.
Yeah,
and that for me is game over. Like I go back past place, and I'm like, ooh, am I allowed to have that today? Did I have enough calories? Am I fatty today? Yeah, I'm a fatty today. Let's get that.
Next question is, what is your dream vehicle?
Dream vehicle, boy, no one's gonna pick this, so I'm happy to be the only one. It is a Gen 3 Chevy Camaro with T-tops. Has to be red, black luves in the hood. It is my favorite. It is the 80s variant. Basically, it's the 80s Chevy Camaro.
Right. I
am in love with that car. When I went to the Barrett-Jackson auction, I took a picture of every single one I saw, and I think I posted them to my Twitter. I love that car. I don't know what it is. I think it's just, maybe it's, part of my childhood. It's just to me, such a sexy car. The recessed headlights, the T-tops. It's so 80s that it's beautiful. I just adore it. And so that would be it. As crazy as that sounds.
Awesome. Yeah, shout out to Chevrolet there as well. So that's awesome. What's a destination that you need to visit?
Destination that I need to visit.
Yes.
You know what I need to visit, and I'm very serious about this. This is true. I need to visit the Hockey Hall of Fame.
You've never been to the Hockey Hall of Fame? Wow.
The last time I was in Canada was 2002.
Wow.
That's how long it's been. And I was in Toronto, but I was there for something else. I was there for a robotics competition. That was a long story. Part of the high school thing. Anyway, but yeah, I was there, and we didn't have time. We were in Mississauga, so in the area basically. And I remember seeing the Molson Canadian factory.
Right.
And and then I just remember being in an arena for a robotics competition. But that was the last time I was in Canada. And so Hockey Hall of Fame is definitely the top of my list. I just want to see it. I want to see all the history. And my goal is, with All-Star Game there next year, is to get up there for it.
Yep.
And that's kind of my long-term plan, is to get up to Toronto for ASG next season.
So we are right now crossing over into like more over to the second half of the 25 and 25 gauntlet. So what is your biggest fear in life?
Failure. It has always been my biggest fear. Like, I always fear of letting people down, of not being what I think I can be. Case in point is streaming. I am terrified of being considering myself a failure, in the sense that, like, I'm not out having fun. I'm not being entertaining. I can't draw viewers or something like that. Like, I gauge success on Twitter or Twitch, on all those analytics, and I push myself hard. And when I don't have a good day, I feel like I failed, and it gets frustrating sometimes, and you have to just kind of pick yourself back up every single day and go back out there and do it. And as a father, I want to be everything to my daughter. Yep. And make sure that I'm there for her when she needs her dad. And so it's something that I've thought a lot about, and I just I don't want to fail. I understand that's part of life, and I accept it, but, like, in the grand scheme of things, I fight it, and I don't want to do it. And I just want to make sure that I can be as much to my daughter, as much to, my community, all that stuff that they expect.
We're getting into some other hard-hitting questions here. That was a big one there, but now this one could lead to some good stories.
Okay.
So, do you believe in ghosts and or aliens?
I have. Here's my thing with ghosts. First of all, I can't go, like, I see all these people go to like these haunted houses, these haunted hotels, like they've got a haunted hotel down in Tombstone, and it just, or you got those ghost hunters on TV,
right?
And you watch it, and you're like, this is so fake. This isn't a thing. Like, why would I can't buy into this? And so I have a hard time with it. But for some reason, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, there could be aliens. There probably are. I mean, how many UFOs that have we heard about in the last couple of years? I mean, yeah. I look at the universe and I go, yeah, there's no shot we're alone.
Yeah.
No shot. And there's something else out there that's way more advanced than we are. It just comes down and looks and goes, yeah, this is a bunch of cavemen. We're not going to worry about these guys. So, and they just duck out. But, I've always thought, oh, maybe there's ghosts. Maybe there's, maybe it's haunted. I don't know. Sometimes something moves it unexpectedly or something like that. But I don't know. But yeah, it's weird that I say, I don't know if I really believe that there's ghosts around here, but then at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but there's aliens. So I don't.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. I have owned dogs my entire life. I love cats. I must understand. Love cats. But I grew up with dogs and had 4 Shelties, collies, had 1 smooth collie, and now I have a corgi. And that little dog is a riot. She has such a personality. I mean, she's 14, maybe 15 years old. We actually don't know how old she is.
Right.
Because she was abandoned. I found her.
Yep.
So she is she's a riot, and she's a brat, and I love her to death. And it's just, she's been a part of my life since 2009, and she's just the best, most wild personality for a corgi that you could ever have. And I adore dogs.
So number 16, most used app on your phone.
Most used app on my phone. Ooh, probably messaging, honestly, or if not in the lead, very close second, it's gonna be Twitter.
Right.
I use Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
I am on it. Like, I will sit there and just, if I'm sitting there doing nothing, I will like, what's going on Twitter? Anything happened yet? It's like, I just looked at it 30 seconds ago. No, nothing happened.
You get 1 song to listen for the rest of your life. Name that song.
My intro song. That's so cheesy, but I mean it. I love that song.
For the rest of your life. So like, whether you're happy, you're sad, you're angry, you're frustrated.
Pumps me up.
So it's just like, no matter what the situation is for the next umpteen years, it's going to be your intro song.
Yeah. And the reason for that is because it is, first of all, it's a great song to kind of build you up for the stream, and it kind of matches my energy. And it's just like, okay, even though it's the song I've used for the last probably 2 years, I still will use it when I'm running at the gym. If I'm on the treadmill, I will use it. If I'm in the car, I've used this on my ride to beer league. I've used it there. I actually tried to get the audio guy at the arena I play at, which is AZ Ice and Gilbert. They'll let me pick the song if they don't care.
Right.
So I've managed to pick the warm up song twice. I wanted that song, and they would have played it because it met all the criteria, except it was too short. I think the song's only like 2.5 minutes, and they want it to be like 3 or longer because they like to play it from the warm up until the drop of the puck.
So we already got a little bit of a teaser on this earlier that you answered secondary to a question, but what is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is Ghostbusters, but I'll tell you number 2 and very close to it is Back to the Future. I grew up watching those movies hundreds of times. I actually wore out 2 VHSs. I wore out a Ghostbusters VHS, wore out my Back to the Future one, and I guess it'll be 3 actually, because it would be Back to the Future 2. I watched a lot of because I loved the future of 2015, and Marty riding the hoverboard.
Yeah,
but I've loved those movies. So yeah, Ghostbusters has always been my favorite. I own it on Blu-ray. If it's ever on, I will watch it every single time. Same with Back to the Future, but Ghostbusters, just the way the cast works together between Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, and Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson is just. It's amazing to me. It's like, this is what movies should always be. This is how good these movies used to be. Like,
yeah.
Just, I loved it. And it's just, to me, it's a masterpiece. And for a 80s comedy ghost movie, it's just, to me, the best movie that I've ever seen.
So we're going to try to get simpatico here. We're going to try to get connected.
Okay.
What number am I thinking of right now?
17.
Nope. Okay. What would you like your last meal to be?
I want a medium rare. I want the biggest steak that you can possibly find. and it's got to be, again, medium rare. It's the only way to eat a steak. I want the biggest baked potato you can find. The veggie, I don't know that I care, honestly. You can throw something at me. It just put something on there that's green. I will probably like it. Then I gotta have a salad. Okay, I know it sounds weird, but it's all part of the thing. And then I want the biggest piece of chocolate cheesecake you can possibly give me. Like, this is how I'm going out.
Yep.
And I don't care about calories anymore. I don't care about losing weight.
You're dead tomorrow. Yeah.
I'm dead tomorrow. I'm dead in a couple.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yep.
But I want the biggest steak you can give me.
Did you just self bleep yourself?
I sure did.
My Lord. That's too funny. And then, okay.
That's why I've got the board.
Yep. Yeah. And then, so is that it? And then what's the drink?
The drink is going to be, well, we're not doing Coke or Pepsi or water. No, sir. We're going to have a nice big, just give me the whole pitcher of beer. And in fact, I don't even, I think if I've got to pick a brand right now, boy, I'm going to age myself so hard. Here you go. What an old man. I want a big pitcher of Miller Lite. I like Miller Lite.
Okay.
I don't care. It's great to me. Great taste, less filling. And I want it right there. Just give me the whole pitcher. Don't give me the glass. I don't need it. Make the pitcher cold, I guess.
Yeah,
and
of course.
I'm just going to drink that thing and go, let's do it. And we're going to pound that thing. Get it all in my face. I don't care.
What's something no one knows about you?
That's a great question, actually. That's the first one I don't have an answer for. I mean, I used to joke that a lot of people didn't know I was bald. I'm like, no, I'm 100% bald. Like, I shaved my head. Like, they used to like, oh my God, you're actually bald. Honestly, that's a great one.
I know.
I don't know. Like, let me think. I think it's interesting. I think a lot of people don't know that I actually I played baseball for most of my young life. And the other thing that they don't know is that I used to weigh 300 pounds. I've talked about it a little bit on stream, but a lot of people don't believe me. That I went through a huge kind of weight loss on my own about 10 years ago. And they don't believe it. So I've actually had to find a picture of me at my fattest when I look.
Yeah. So if someone doesn't know, just look at Deke now and look at me now. And that's what 300 pounds looks like. Except I'm better looking.
No, I can't listen. I can't compete. The diet that I went on, it was my own. It was a terrible decision. It was 800 calories a day.
Okay.
That is basically nothing.
Yeah.
I was basically having a protein bar and a kind of diet shake, and that's all I had for the entire day.
Yep.
I might have had a piece of toast at dinner, and it sucked. It's I lost the fat. Yeah, I lost weight. I lost all my muscle mass too.
Yeah.
I at one point was down to 160 pounds. I weigh 220 now so I went from 300 down to 160, and then up to 220. So at one point I was skin and bones, and then the worst part was that I was going to this battle. This was about 2014, 2015. I was going through this battle with depression. I was very depressed. I was miserable. To this day, I took a picture of myself when I felt like I was at rock bottom. And I mean, my face is just so thin. At the time I could see my ribs like in perfect, like you could see everything. And I'm like, this is not how I should be living. And I did my best to kind of, fight it and get through it. And I had to do certain things in my life and not, I had to remove some people from my life. And eventually I was able to kind of overcome this and get back to like looking healthy again. And now I've got a stomach, but like, the belly came back, but I'm happy now. And that's what matters. And it was a long road. This started in 2012 with weight loss and then eventually gaining the weight back. So it was quite a ride.
So another thought-provoking one here. Describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
Aging, back pain. No, that's 2. Never mind. I was gonna say back pain. Aging, energetic, fun. I want to work this in. I don't know how to put this into one word, but fatherly. Again, to be a dad, being a dad is the most incredible thing. So I want to make sure I mention that. But and just happy. I'm a lot older than a lot of the. I'm a lot older than most of the people in the community. I've I just hit 40, and I figured, all right, I'm over the hill now, and I just want to spend the next half of my life doing what I want to do and being happy.
Favorite superhero ability?
Ooh, that was not the question I thought you were going to go. I thought you were going to say favorite superhero. My favorite superhero ability. That is going to be, oh man. All right, those are like 4. I got to narrow this down. This is going to be hard, but I'm going to take it. It's the most cliched one, but I love it so much. The ability to fly. It's Superman.
Yeah.
He's not my favorite, but I think it's just the ability to just have that freedom to go and just take off and go anywhere you want and just be in the clouds. And I live in Arizona, so it's like if I want to fly up to the top of the Superstition Mountains, I could go do that and not have to hike it. I'm on top, and then it's like I feel like I'm on top of the world. I'm standing on top of a mountain or wherever.
Back, side, or stomach sleeper?
Side, right side specifically.
Okay.
So I don't know if anybody else has this issue, but if I lay on my left side, my nose plugs up. It's the stupidest thing, but I can't breathe right. Like I can't breathe out of my nose. I start, breathing out of my mouth, and then the next thing I know, I'm snoring.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, but if I sleep on my right side, I feel great. I can breathe, but then I'm laying on my arm, and my arm hurts. I wake up in the morning, my arm's killing me, and I'm like, all right, well, so what can I do to remedy this? So I've started like trying to lay on my stomach, turning my head this way, and then like keeping my arm out. It's chaos. Kids don't ever get old. It's terrible. So, but this is the kind of thing I'm dealing with now. I'm like, oh my God, really? This is my life now? But traditionally, yeah, right side all day.
Okay, last question. Question 25. If you could hang out with 3 people, dead or alive or animated, whatever you want, 3 people, who would you choose?
Wow. Okay. That is a tough one. Now, see, I like that you saved this one for last, because that is probably the one that I think I'm going to struggle with. But let me think. Oh, 3 people. First one is going to be probably someone, and going back to Ghostbusters, Bill Murray would have to be my favorite. I would love to just
he'd be
talk
so
about
cool.
what it was like, what his career's been like. And I know you can go on the internet and see that, but like I want to be able to sit down with him and talk to him. I feel like he'd be a good guy to have a beer with, Animated, Homer Simpson.
Okay.
If I had to pick one, it would be Homer Simpson. It was, I grew up watching that show, starting in 1989. I watched it all the way through season 8. So I would want this season 1 through 8, Homer Simpson. And a lot of people will understand what I'm going with there. He's just kind of that everyman, and I just feel like that would be like, you could just hang out with him and be cool. That's all. And if I could have both of them, him and Bill Murray at the same time, oh, please. Yes, please. And then my third, honestly, because I've never met him and he's still my favorite player, I want to meet Chris Osgood. Like, I would love to meet him. I've just never it's never been a thing. Now I live out here. I don't live in Michigan anymore. So it's like, I think that would be, just someone I would want to talk to and find out what it's like to be, what's it like to, and I know a lot of players have, not a lot, but several players have the ability to say, what it's like to win a Stanley Cup. Like, what was it like, first of all, to win 2 Stanley Cups in Detroit and then get moved to the Islanders and then the Blues? Missed the Stanley Cup in 2002 with that All-Star team.
Yeah. And
then come back and win it as a starter again in 2008 and then just miss out in 2009. Like, what's it like to be on both sides of winning it, losing it, and facing the immense pressure of playing starting goaltender for an original 6 team and a team like the Red Wings? Like, that's the kind of things I wanted.
So, Deke, so you've gone through the 25 and 25 gauntlet. What would you say is your favorite question of the 25 questions?
My favorite question, honestly, the one that stuck out to me was what was my biggest fear? And just feeling like I could open that up. And then the question about what happens after you die. Those were the questions, I think, that for me, it put me out of my comfort zone. And I like that. And try to figure out what that, what the reaction might be once everybody gets a chance to watch this. So I like that. I like being pushed a little bit. And it forces me to open up, and I like that. So those are probably my favorites.
Okay, awesome.
If I could be two.
We've had DekeSlayer going through the 25 and 25 gauntlet here. I'm your host, Charlie Watson, and appreciate you coming on here and going through a lot of personal questions and letting your community know you more and letting the gaming community know you more as well. So appreciate your time today. Where can people find you? Like, how can people connect with you if they don't know you? Where can they find you and see what you're all about?
So the best place to find me is twitch.tv/DekeSlayer. That's my main Twitch channel. Excuse me. I didn't mean to burp. My bad. Twitch.tv/DekeSlayer. It's my home. It's where I have built the community that we have. We're built a whole channel revolving around mostly hockey, a couple other things involved too, as well as Twitter @DekeSlayer and Instagram @DekeSlayer as well. Those are kind of my main focuses. And eventually, in the near future ish, I'm gonna get on the wagon with YouTube. It's just finding the time, and when you've got a family and you've got a day job, you got to figure out how to balance all that, and then plus your Twitch stream that you have to go live with every day. So it's a tough balance. But those are the three main places for me, and I look forward to meeting everybody. I mean, it's been a lot of fun, and I love meeting new people and getting to know. We try to ask, who's your favorite hockey team? What's your favorite baseball team? I'm playing MLB. Stuff like that, and just kind of get them engaged. And so stop on by.
Awesome. Well, make sure to connect with DekeSlayer at those specific social media platforms and as well on Twitch. So thank you once again, and look forward to seeing everybody in our next episode.